Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and my sincerest apologies for the late start here. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from Schluntz Gym on the campus of Brookline High School in Brookline, Massachusetts, here alongside Brookline High sophomore Sam Lowenstein to bring you live coverage of today's high school JV girls volleyball matchup between the visiting Bishop Feehan High School Shamrocks and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. Like I said, my apologies, starting a little late. I hit some bad traffic on my way in to Brookline and missed the first few points. We're still in the first set here. Bishop Feehan leading Brookline 8-3 right now. As Brookline sends over this serve, Bishop Feehan setting it up for a long spike, and they launch it too far as Brookline coming off a bit of a slow start trying to answer back, Sam.
100%, Jesse. Brookline struggled in their communication in these first couple points of the game. They've looked a little discombobulated and been tilted.
On serve now for Brookline is Arden Sutton-Rath. She sends this one over, and that's going to be an ace for Arden Sutton-Rath.
That's a really necessary ace for Brookline, something that they can get rallied behind at a time like this where the first couple points have gone really fast, and it's been all Bishop Feehan so far.
Another serve from Sutton-Rath, received by the libero, set by number 5, a spike from 23, and a bad watch from Brookline, as that's going to be a kill for number 23 for Bishop Feehan. Unfortunately, due to the hasty nature of this setup for this stream, wasn't able to get the roster for Bishop Feehan, but we'll fill in the blanks as best we can.
Well, it looked like Sarah Barshak for Brookline looked at it, looked to Isabella Wong, and then ultimately decided not to go for it.
9-5 as this serve is received by Barshak, bumped up there by Neve, and a roll shot over, received by Bishop Feehan. A tap over from 23, dug out by number 24, Elena Vaitskin. They set it up for a spike from Ryan Fenton-Hilt, and she taps it back down on the follow-up. Great attack from Ryan Fenton-Hilt as she gets the kill there.
That's great movement between Fenton-Hilt and Isabella Wong, going to the left side and going just in the right spot to tip it back over.
9-6 as for Brookline, number 18, Layla Rajpar checks back in. She opened this first set with an ace of her own. We saw a number of errors back and forth afterwards while we were hastily setting up our equipment here, but she's back on serve now, sends this one over. Tough receive, followed up by number 5, 23 miraculously bumps it over. It's received there by Isabella Wong, set up and a tap over from number 9 as Bishop Feehan comes back with it, and it's blocked. My mistake, that's not number 9, that's number 8, Soraya Smith, and I think she got the block on that one, Sam.
That's a good job by Smith to stay with the play for Brookline even after Bishop Feehan got it back over. Great job by Smith.
9-7, Bishop Feehan still ahead, but Brookline clawing their way back here in the first set.
Somebody on the field or on the court.
I guess so. Rajpar's serve, and could not be followed up. That's ace number 2 for Layla Rajpar here in the first set.
Great job by Rajpar, and the libero for Bishop Feehan in the right spot, but a really tough angle. She was unable to get around it.
That one just went hard off the ceiling and could not be followed up. Rajpar's serve going deep, taken by 11, bumped up by 5, 23 tap. That one didn't get over.
Good blocking for Brookline, but also just the right side hitter for Bishop Feehan. A little bit too short to not necessarily that, but she didn't get a great approach on it.
Rajpar sends this one over. It's dug out by 8, set up by 5. 8, the spike, and she launches it too far from the left side, and Brookline has the lead here, 10-9.
And still, that's a good idea for the outside hitter for Bishop Feehan. Just mistimed the approach a little bit.
This serve is dug out, but it's sent over on 1. Smith attacking right back down. Good heads-up play at the net by Soraya Smith.
Soraya Smith, such a force up front for Brookline. In one of the games for Brookline JV, Soraya Smith was out in that one, and we saw how Brookline badly missed her impacts.
11-9, the Warriors now ahead. Rajpar's serve, dug out, chased down by 5. 23 gonna try it, roll shot over, drops it in the bucket for the kill that time.
Zohar Neve positioned out left for Brookline. She's unable to get back over. That's not necessarily the fault of Brookline, just a really good placement for Bishop Feehan.
Now a serve coming from the Shamrocks, number 23, as this one is received by Neve, set by Rajpar, pushed to the back corner, just wide. Good idea from Fenton Hilt, but just curved it too much.
And that's a great float serve from the server of Bishop Feehan. It almost knuckled. We've talked about these almost knuckleball serves in essence. Great job there.
It all starts with the serve as 23 getting set to send it over again. This serve is an ace. Indecisiveness on the back line for Brookline backfires as Bishop Feehan retakes the lead.
Well, there with Brookline, 4 people back to dig out the serve, but in the end, Ryan Fenton Hilt a little too forward, so she's unable to get around the ball in time.
This serve into the net, and so Brookline gets a free game-tying point as they go back on serve.
Well, Brookline has looked pretty good against a solidly formidable Bishop Feehan team. Again, there's not a lot of info on Arbiter, but Bishop Feehan did beat Newton North in their last recorded game, 2-0.
Yeah, not too many recordings for JV level as Fenton Hilt sends over this serve and sends it too far as Bishop Feehan gets a free go-ahead score and goes back on serve themselves.
Ryan Fenton Hilt had a great year for Brookline. Right idea, trying to pin it at the back of the court, but she gets too much on it.
Now number 8 serving for Bishop Feehan. This one received by Neve, set by Rajpar. The lefty spike from Isabella Wong is dug out by 8 and clumsily followed up. I don't think that's a full kill, but still the hit from Isabella Wong earning Brookline the point.
We talk about this so much, Jesse, especially at the JV level. The importance of communication, and Bishop Feehan has struggled. Brookline had that type of struggle in the beginning of the game.
Neve's serve received by 1 and can't be followed up. That miscommunication flares up again as that'll be an ace for Zohar Neve.
What an ace from the freshman Neve. Just a line drive serve, barely grazed over the net, came at it a really difficult angle for Bishop Feehan to defend.
And that's another ace from Neve. Her older sister, a big part of the varsity squad, and the younger sister showing what she can do here at the JV level this year.
And both of them looking great serving-wise.
Absolutely. We know Noga Neve, the older sister, picked up 8 aces the last varsity match that we streamed. Zohar Neve showing she can serve the ball pretty well too. This one taken by 1, set up by 23. A long spike from 4, goes too long on that one, and Brookline starting to build a bit of a lead here. And a timeout is called by Bishop Feehan.
Well, Bishop Feehan was dominating this game in the early going. It's been a reverse announcer jinx. You really think about it. Ever since we've came on, Brookline has looked good.
Yeah, I know. It makes me even more wish we'd gotten set up sooner. Again, that's my fault, folks, and I apologize for that. Happy to see we got some notes that were in the live chat before we got started. Adrian Fricky cheering on the Warriors and Arabelle Lee. Rebecca Weil cheering on Eliza Freitas. So it's a 16-13 Brookline advantage. We haven't seen too many kills in this set so far, Sam. I've only got 1 for Brookline, unless I missed one while we were frantically setting up the equipment. I've only got the 1 by, 1 each from Soraya Smith and Ryan Fenton Hilt, so I've only got 2.
For Brookline, before we came on, I think I remember it was just 1 ace for the Warriors.
This serve is dug out, kept alive and tapped over. Received by Wong, set by Rajpar. Sutton Rath, the roll shot. Received by number 1, set by 23 for the spike. Oh, and could not be dug out. Ryan Fenton Hilt, she had a point earlier where an ace was allowed because she was hesitant to go after a ball. That time a little too overeager to go after the ball as it might have gone out.
Definitely, it looked like she started her motion too early before the ball truly arrived, and because of that it came out in an awkward fashion.
Serve received by Neve, set by Rajpar. Roll shot Wong, chased down by 13, set by 23. This spike blocked back, dug out and bumped over on 2 by 4. Received by Neve, awkwardly followed up, and they can't get it over. You can't count your chickens before they hatch. Brookline got a nice block, but Bishop Feehan rallied to keep it alive, and Brookline was caught off balance when they received that one.
Also, Fenton Hilt and Zohar and Neve bumping into each other. There's that communication.
13 serve sent over on 1, received by 28, set up by 23. 5 sends it over, received by Rajpar, bumped up by Neve, spike by Wong, and it goes long.
Seems like Brookline were pleading for a tap from Bishop Feehan, but the referee rules nobody touched it.
This one's been a game of runs, and now we're tied up again at 16, and Brookline again gets a freebie off a service error, as it'll be 17-16.
Brookline has had the service advantage in this game. As you said, a game of runs. Bishop Feehan were up 8-2 at the beginning, and now Brookline has looked good.
This serve received, set by 23. 5, the roll shot received by Neve. Bumped up by Wong, tap over by Sophia Safar, and Safar's gonna get the kill as she dropped it in between a couple defenders, got one to make a mistake.
That's a good kill by Safar. Under pressure from a blocker in Bishop Feehan. Didn't get the approach she quite wanted, but she's still able to get it over.
This serve is received, set up by 23, punched over by 5. Dug out there by Fenton Hilt, bumped up by Wong. Spike Safar is going to be dug out, set by 23. Oh, are they going to say 23 touched the net? I think they are, and boy, Sam, it almost looked more like her hair touched the net rather than her body.
Exactly, just a matter of inches, millimeters even there, Jesse. Now Brookline up by 3.
Isabella Wong, a serve. Great top spin there from Isabella Wong for the ace, and Brookline has 20.
Incredible serve by Wong. Had one of the backs for Bishop Feehan almost go into a split there.
This serve a little further along, taken by 13, bumped up by 23. 4 whiffs on the spike. And this is where the mental game starts to come in, Sam, as Brookline edging closer to the set win. It's going to get into the heads of the Shamrocks players.
Well, Jesse, you talk about the importance of getting to 20. Brookline's already eclipsed that.
Serve from Wong is received by 8, set by 23. The spike there is dug out by Fenton Hilt, set by Wong. A spike dug out by 8, and a miscommunication there. Not quite a full kill again, but the hit from Elena Vateskin gets the kill.
It seemed there that the setter for Bishop Feehan and one of the other players collided. That's one of those cases where it just gets better with experience.
And a timeout called again by Bishop Feehan as Brookline starting to separate themselves here in this first set. And Sam, we talked about what a game of runs this has been. You mentioned how Bishop Feehan up 8-2 at one point. Brookline was taking some multi-point leads after their tremendous comeback. But then Bishop Feehan answering right back. Brookline was up 16-13. Bishop Feehan comes back, makes it 16-16, but then 6 unanswered points from the Warriors, and this last run could potentially be the knockout punch for this first set.
And this is Brookline's biggest lead here in this first set.
Wong, the serve out of the timeout, received by 13, set by 23, spike by 5. And a good watch that time. Ryan Fenton Hilt has had her ups and downs with making decisions along that back line. She makes a good decision there, and Brookline gets the point.
Oh, definitely making up for her mistakes from earlier. Good, smart watch.
And then a good, no, yes, it was in. Or was it touched? Whatever it was.
It looks like it went in.
It's an ace for Isabella Wong. I think they're saying it went off of the backline player, because initially they signaled a point for Bishop Feehan, but now Brookline's got set point. Wong the serve, received there, set up by 23, spike 4, and that's going to sail long, and Brookline is going to take the first set over Bishop Feehan, 25-16.
Well, a great set for Brookline, down 8-2 early on. And then ever since then, Brookline, they inched their way back into the game. There were some runs for each team. Game was tied 16-16 here in this set. And then Brookline with 9 unanswered to win it by 9.
All right, we're going to take a break, mute our mics, run a YouTube ad break, but we'll be back shortly with the second and possibly final set of this match. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here at Schluntz Gym in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second set of this best-of-3 high school JV girls volleyball match between Brookline and Feehan. If Brookline wins this set, they will win the match, so you know stakes are pretty high. And for this one, we're going to swap roles here. Sam is going to take over on play-by-play, while I'll be your color commentator. Sam, the show is yours.
Brookline winning the first set 25-16 after the game was tied at 16. It was a set of a lot of different runs. We talked about this so much during that set. Feehan got off to such a hot start, ironically, before we were on live. And then I guess we came in as sort of a good luck charm. Who knows? Maybe.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take the bright side of anything.
At least it's not an announcer jinx.
Always a bummer when I don't get things set up on time. Feel like I'm letting folks down. So I'll take the idea that we were a good luck charm. I'll take the positives where I can get them.
It's a reverse announcer jinx for us.
I love it.
Well, so Feehan getting out to start now. Brookline on the court. Arden Sutton-Rath, Elena Vaitskin, Ryan Fenton-Hill, Zohar Neve, Dahlia Bitron, and Layla Rajpar to start the second set. Feehan serving. Straight down, up in the air from Neve. Rajpar over to Bitron, bumps it over. Taken by the libero, over to the setter, now to the outside. She gets blocked by Sutton-Rath, and it's a point for Brookline.
Ooh, that was great coverage against that left side attacker. Great height from both Sutton-Rath and the other blocker as well. They had great positioning there.
Great cohesion from Brookline. Now Bitron checks out. Sarah Barshak checks into the game, and now serving. Barshak serves it to the libero. Up in the air, taken by the setter. Right side hitter tips it, and it's tapped back, blocked by Brookline. Now over to the outside. She skies it too far, and it's a point for the Warriors.
Boy, she may not get a block on that point, but the front court presence of Arden Sutton-Rath proving impactful for the Warriors early in this second set.
Barshak serving Brookline up 2-0. Libero now hit by one of the backs, tapped over by the outside, Neve. Forward, bumped over, awkwardly taken. Now the setter out to the outside, too far and wide right, just missing the corner, point for the Warriors.
And you know that Bishop Feehan wants that one back. They had a great response to Brookline's, off the net court bump from Neve. They were set up for a great clean sequence, and they just whiffed on it. There's not much else to say other than that.
Have to take advantage of the free ball. Sarah Barshak serving, end over end, up in the air to the setter. Bumps it over to the outside, blocked down by Sutton-Rath.
Oh, she is a wall up there, Sam. Arden Sutton-Rath showing what this Brookline team can do. And it really was a case, as you see the replay, the hitter was too far back, some kind of miscommunication with the setter, and so she couldn't jump for the hit. She had to just run up and stretch her arm out and go for kind of a tap over. Couldn't get any height on it, and that just made it an absolute gimme for a strong blocker like Arden Sutton-Rath.
A free block for her, and we talked about Soraya Smith being out in that game we covered. Brookline looked a little iffy at the beginning. Sutton-Rath was also out.
Those are two very strong presences for Brookline in the middle. Two players that are hoping to build up their skills and eventually become that presence in the middle for the varsity team in future seasons.
Sarah Barshak serving again for Brookline after the Sutton-Rath block over. Barshak and over end and watched by the libero. It goes too far. First point of the set for Bishop Feehan.
And that's a gutsy watch from the Bishop Feehan libero, Sam. That one was razor close to that back line. She decides to watch, and she was right.
Serve now for Bishop Feehan. Barshak bumps it up. Rajpar sets it over to Vaitskin. Now Rajpar back up. Neve over to Fenton Hill. Blocked, but in the territory of Bishop Feehan. Point for the Warriors.
Great shot from Ryan Fenton Hilton. How about the recovery from the Warriors after that initial block, flipping the field? What a great overhead pass from Zohar Neve as she picks up the assist.
Now Arden Sutton-Rath serving for Brookline. Some substitutions for Bishop Feehan. Whistle blows, Sutton-Rath serving. Serves it down to the libero. Over the setter, gets to it. Now the right side taps it over. Barshak bumps it. Rajpar, and too far from Fenton Hilt.
Yeah, that one seemed a little bit less than an ideal hit from Rajpar, and Fenton Hilt didn't adjust like she needed to for that one. Just got a little too under it and launched it.
Now Bishop Feehan serving. Line drive serve taken by Fenton Hilt. Now Rajpar back to Fenton Hilt. She bumps it over. Up to the setter. Quick set. Neve. Rajpar set quickly to Soraya Smith. Tapped over but hit back by Brookline. Elena Vaitskin.
Boy, great follow-up at the net. Again, Brookline, such strong presence up front. Elena Vaitskin picking up her first kill of the day.
Great job by Elena Vaitskin. Now Arabelle Lee serving for Brookline.
When we talk about the depth, this is another different setter. This will be the third different setter we've seen on the court for Brookline.
Lee, short serve taken awkwardly, somehow gotten over by the setter of Bishop Feehan, Barshak. Lee sets it up. Freitas through the blockers, and a point for the Warriors.
Great execution there. Eliza Freitas further displaying the depth of Brookline, another strong hitter. She brings a good attack from the right, and a strong attack from the right can bring so much variety to your offense.
So much depth on this Warriors team. Lee serves it up in the air. Setter over to the outside. Neve, Arabelle Lee. Over and tapped back. Point for Bishop Feehan.
It wasn't over. They didn't even block it. That didn't get over the net. When he holds up 4 fingers, that means, oh, they hit it 4 times, which means, nope, they didn't get it over.
Well, it didn't go over. Fenton Hilt trying to hit it from the outside position. Point for the Shamrocks. Bishop Feehan serving. Down serve. Neve over to Freitas, and that one didn't hit the net either. Or
Yeah.
it hit the net, didn't
Yeah,
go over.
It didn't go over, yeah. Cut back-to-back rough sequences for Brookline. They're going to have to make an adjustment on their passing game. This is going to fall on Arabelle Lee, the setter in at the moment, to make the necessary adjustments and time things up properly with her hitters.
Same server for Bishop Feehan. Again, short serve. Neve has to go out to get it, and she can't corral it.
Yeah, that one just dropping in a no man's land. Good top spin from number 23 of Bishop Feehan, and just a little bit of hesitation from Neve when going after that one.
Interestingly, similar to the first set, this has been a set of runs. Brookline out to a hot start. Now Bishop Feehan back in the game. Long serve now. Interesting go from Fenton Hilt. Now Neve over. Up to the right side. Hits it to one of the back. She jumps forward but hits the net.
No, that was a block, Sam.
That was a block?
Ryan Fenton Hilt got her hands on this one. Look at this replay. Boom, you can see it hits off her hands and goes straight down. You could see the celebration from Fenton Hilt after she got her hands on that one.
That's an unbelievable block. Looked like it hit the net to where she hit it down that effectively. Fenton Hilt now serving, spin serve. Up in the air over to the right side, set well and tapped over. Neve somehow gets to it. Soraya Smith back, Fenton Hilt now taken for Bishop Feehan. Difficult exchange and it's hit down. Point for the Warriors.
And boy, this is one of those times where I wish I could measure digs as a stat, because that was a beautiful diving save by Zohar Neve to keep Brookline in that point long enough for Bishop Feehan to make a mistake.
She's such an X factor on this team. Fenton Hilt serving line drive, hit over on one, and it goes wide right. Bitron watches it.
Good watch there, and a strong, powerful serve from Ryan Fenton Hilt for her first ace of the day. You mentioned it before, Sam. She likes to bring that spin serve. It's almost like a really fast curveball what she brings, because she brings both the heat and the spin.
Serving again, Fenton Hilt. This one long, and it falls in play.
Boy, and not as much curve on that one. Like a pitcher mixing up her pitches, she went from the breaking ball to the fastball, right to the back line. Back-to-back aces for Fenton Hilt.
Fenton Hilt has looked so good in this second set for Brookline. Some substitutions for Bishop Feehan. And now Fenton Hilt getting ready to serve. 4 at the back for Bishop Feehan. Fenton Hilt tries to serve it short, and it ends up too short, hitting the net.
Yeah, she was trying to mix up her pitches again, Sam. We talked about she went from curveball to fastball. That time she tried the changeup and just didn't get enough on it.
And she was looking to take advantage of the fact that Bishop Feehan had 4 at the back trying to target on her left side. Now served over, Neve. Lee. Freitas hits it over, and it comes awkwardly off the middle back. Point for the Warriors.
Good execution there. Kind of misread by the Bishop Feehan back line, but good lift from Freitas to send that to the back line there for her second kill.
Zohar Neve now serving for the Warriors. Neve, hard serve, hits through the net and rolls over.
Boy, she was bringing the fastball on that one, but then the net court says, nah, this is actually a changeup. Man, can you imagine if they could actually do that with a baseball pitch? A hard fastball suddenly just dies. I mean, not like that one, because that one obviously missed, but you know what I mean.
Died a little. That's not the kind of dying that we want on a pitch. Nonetheless, great serving from Neve on the previous one, and sometimes you throw a pitch in the dirt.
That's true.
Hard throwers, the harder you're going to hit the ball, the less accuracy you're generally going to have on it. Served over, Neve watches it, hit back by Fenton Hilt. Bitron goes for it, but a point for Bishop Feehan. Miscommunication on the part of the Warriors.
Yeah, and to continue overdoing the baseball analogies here, that was sort of like when you see two outfielders both chasing after a fly ball. You got to decide who's taking it.
Lee taps it over on 2. Neve, Lee, right side, Freitas. Now up, and the Bishop Feehan setter can't get to it. Well, she got to it, but not in time enough to get good contact.
Yeah, I think that one we can generously call a kill for Eliza Freitas on that chaotic play. Good responses from both sides to keep that rally going, but then ultimately the hit off of Freitas' spike flies too close to the net.
Rajpar serving, up in the air from the middle back. Now over to the right side, tapped down by Sutton Rath back in the game. Over to the outside. Taps it over, diving attempt from Rajpar, but she can't get to it.
Yeah, that was really nice placement from Bishop Feehan's number 4 as she just finds the soft spot in Brookline's defense and drops it in perfectly. Well executed.
Now a serve from Bishop Feehan. Spin serve, curves down. Neve dives for it, but she can't get it back up.
And spin was the operative word on that one, Sam. Great top spin from number 5 for the Shamrocks to, just like you said, make it a tough spot. You got to decide fast as soon as you see that ball curving down.
And that one was a 12-6 to go with the baseball stuff. A great top spin serve. Neve, the libero, gets it. Rajpar bumps back. Fenton Hilt over. Now guarded back. Setter over to the right side. Tipped up off the divot in the ceiling. Bitron bumps it over. Now to the setter. Quick set, tapped over for Bishop Feehan, and the Shamrocks get the point.
The Shamrocks really starting to put stuff together, Sam, as they are back within 3 of Brookline after a few quick points. Seemed like Brookline was ready with a backup for that tap over after it went over the blocker, but it just flies the wrong way off the hands.
Another serve coming for Bishop Feehan. Line drive serve comes off of Fenton Hilt and wide to the left.
Both teams have had their fair share of struggles with the service received today, Sam. You know, and this is going to be a teaching moment for both squads when they go back to the film room after this match in terms of how to respond to different types of serves.
Serving again for Bishop Feehan. This one long. Fenton Hilt, Rajpar. Over to Vateskin. Vateskin bumps it back up off the net. Rajpar sets it into no man's land, too far ahead of Neve.
It was a good recovery by Sutton Rath after Vateskin's tap was blocked. But Brookline, again, in the midst of chaos, they just weren't able to improvise well enough to stay on that point.
Get another serve in a row for Bishop Feehan. Neve comes off her body. Rajpar. Vateskin, hard hit over. Now the setter bumps it up, and Bishop Feehan trying to get somebody over to it. The outside hitter does, but she hits it with her left hand, and nothing was really doing there.
Yeah, that was the ceiling there that time, Sam. The second hit bounced off the ceiling, changed its trajectory, and the hitter couldn't get back to it.
Sarah Barshak serving for Brookline. Far serve, back by the middle back, and hit into the net for Bishop Feehan. Game of runs continues. Bishop Feehan's had their couple points, and it looks like Brookline trying to reclaim the momentum.
Yep, 1 point for them so far, and again, it's just a case of teams struggling with the service receive.
Barshak, far serve, kept alive and bumped over out in front. Barshak, Rajpar, set, right side hit down from Vateskin.
Beautiful hit to the back from Elena Vateskin. But again, Sam, this all started with a strong serve from Barshak that forced Bishop Feehan into a less than ideal situation. They hit a soft hit over, and Brookline took advantage with a beautiful sequence there. Vateskin from Rajpar for the kill.
Barshak serves it, hit into the net by the Bishop Feehan right back positioner. And a timeout called by Bishop Feehan.
I was updating my stats there, Sam. What do you think? An ace for Barshak on that last hit?
I'd say that's an ace. It's a generous ace, but it's an ace.
Works for me. And it is 18-13 as Brookline, like you said, as you called it, Sam, they're taking that run. It really has just been a game of runs so far. And again, that speaks to how strong both teams are able to serve the ball and how much both teams still need to work on their service receive. That is such a critical factor in any match, whether you're racking up aces or not, your ability to hit serves and receive serves, just fundamental bedrock of the game.
Serve from Barshak. Far serve taken by the middle back. Now bumped over to the right side and out of play.
And again, Bishop Feehan just kind of out of sorts on that sequence.
Something about Bishop Feehan, as you said, Jesse, they've struggled with the service receive. When they've been serving, they've done decently, though. In this one, the struggles of service receive continue.
And Sarah Barshak with her strong serving continues as well. Her second ace of this streak of points for Brookline as they reach that 20-point threshold. They're just 5 points away from winning the match.
We talked about Zohar Neve, but Sarah Barshak had herself a very good day serving. Short serve up over from her, set over to the left side and hit into the net. Mistimed set from Bishop Feehan.
And again, there aren't many mistakes Bishop Feehan can afford right now with how far behind they are.
And Brookline's also crossed the 20-point threshold. Serve from Barshak, hits off the ceiling and back over, tapped by the setter for Bishop Feehan. Unbelievable effort there.
Yeah, that wasn't the setter. That was the third hit, but you're right, Sam. They just were scrambling, trying to make something happen, and they just barely got it over.
But playing at the setter position, she came over to hit it. Serve from Bishop Feehan. Barshak goes for it. Can't get around the ball.
And it continues to be a game of runs, Sam. How long will this run go for Bishop Feehan, as they got a long way to come back if they want to get back in this?
Serve from the Shamrocks. Downturn on the ball. Barshak lunges out in front, can't get to it, and the runs continue.
Absolutely, 21-16.
Bishop Feehan serving again. This one taken by Neve. Rajpar, right side, hits off the net. Bishop Feehan can't react out in front. Point for the Warriors.
Powerful shot from Elena Vateskin from that right side. Brookline's been attacking that right side well. They haven't been getting a ton of kills this match, but the right side attack's been working pretty well for them.
Arden Sutton Rath serving. High in the air with the serve. Setter up and looked like two of the players for Bishop Feehan wanted to go for it. None of them went for it.
I don't even know what happened there. It was that, did Bishop Feehan just miss? Did Brookline tap it down? That was a weird point.
Brookline with good blocking presence. Serve from Sunrath off the face of the Bishop Feehan middle back and now bumped over. Barshak looked like she wanted to go for it, hesitated for a second. Point for Bishop Feehan.
Brookline has been taking care of business here, but I got to say, both sides, this has been a fairly sloppy match, you know, even for the JV level. There's going to be a lot of learning, I think, for both teams to do. There's plenty of room to grow. I think there's going to be a lot of learning experiences taken from this match, Sam.
100%, Jesse. And the thing has been Brookline has had stronger serving than Bishop Feehan. That's the reason why they're winning right now. End over end serve, Rajpar. Over to Vateskin. Served hard and off the ceiling. Nothing that Bishop Feehan can do.
And that's going to be the other reason, Sam. There's been a few points in this match, especially here in this second set, that Brookline has taken off of weird bounces off the ceiling, but that is also a byproduct. The ball going off the ceiling is a byproduct of you not being able to absorb the blow on your hit receive.
Arabelle Lee serving for Brookline, looking to win them the match. Hit up by the libero. Now the setter, right side hit, double tap by Fenton Hilt. Point for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, they were thinking block on that one, and it just didn't come enough off their hands, and then that leaves you scrambling. They couldn't make it happen.
Soraya Smith and Ryan Fenton Hilt in the area. They couldn't get it back over. Serve for Bishop Feehan. This one hit long. Reaction from Fenton Hilt. Lee back to Fenton Hilt. Hit over on one by Bishop Feehan. They can't absorb the blow. Brookline wins the match.
And a nice note to end it on for the Warriors, Sam, as Ryan Fenton Hilt with the power shot to end it Only her third kill of the match by my count, and only Rajpar's third assist. Like I said, a bit of a weirdly sloppy match from both sides, but Brookline took care of business, and you know what? It is a real thing in sports that you got to know not just how to win pretty, but how to win ugly. And this one might not have been the prettiest, most high-level executed match, but Brookline took care of business, and it's important to know how to take care of business when things aren't being executed at a perfect level.
Exactly, and this Brookline team, again, you talked about it as well, Jesse. At this JV level, you're going to see mistakes. We saw an abnormal amount of mistakes in this game, but at the same time, a lot of positives here for Brookline. Ryan Fenton-Hill had a great game in the power department, getting the kill to win it. Also, Zohar Neve, 3 aces for her, as well as 1 assist. Fenton-Hill with 3 kills, 2 assists, and 1 block. Isabella Wong had 1 assist and 2 aces as well. A lot of good serving for the Warriors.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's going to do it for this JV broadcast. We'll have the varsity broadcast coming up right after this. That one is unlisted, so make sure you check with any players or coaches you know to get the link for that one, as we'll have that coming up right after this. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to go down below to the description section of the video where you can find some helpful links down in that description. First off, there's a link to a Venmo account that you can use to donate to the Brookline High Girls Volleyball Booster Club if you would like to support the program. Make sure you include volleyball in your payment captions so that they know that that's what it's for. There's also a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight for today, the Brookline Food Pantry. Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry has been serving an average of 600 households and 400 students each week, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether that be through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish at 210 Harvard Street in Coolidge Corner on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the Food Pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. All that information again down in the description section down below. But for this JV match, that's going to do it. Final score, Brookline 2 sets, Bishop Feehan 1 set. Set scores 25-16, 25-18. Alongside Sam Lowenstein here at Schlentz Gym in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.